Do parallel worlds exist? Imagine for a moment that you are walking down a street. A simple choice lies ahead, to turn left or right. But what if, in one reality, you turn left, and in another, a different version of you turns right? And what if these two paths diverge not just in thought, but in actual existence, creating two distinct worlds, both equally real? The idea of parallel worlds, or alternate universes, ignites our imagination and provokes deep philosophical questions about the nature of reality itself. The concept of parallel worlds has fascinated thinkers for centuries. From ancient philosophy to modern science, it challenges us to reconsider the singularity of our existence. Could there be other versions of ourselves living out different lives, making different choices, and experiencing realities that are just out of reach? And if so, what does that mean for the meaning of life, free will, and the very fabric of the cosmos? Let us explore this mystery with a philosophical lens, keeping the intrigue alive as we venture into the unknown. The multiverse, a modern scientific theory. One of the most intriguing theories that supports the idea of parallel worlds comes from modern physics and cosmology. The notion of a multiverse suggests that our universe is just one of many, perhaps an infinite number existing simultaneously in what can be called a vast cosmic sea of possibilities. These universes may be entirely separate from one another, yet they coexist, each following its own unique set of physical laws and conditions. In the context of cosmology, this idea stems from the inflationary model of the universe, which posits that shortly after the Big Bang, rapid expansion may have given rise to multiple pocket universes. Each of these universes could have formed with its own distinct properties, different particles, forces, and even dimensions. In one universe, gravity might be weaker, making stars and planets impossible. In another, life might exist in forms completely unfamiliar to us. The multiverse theory suggests that, far from being alone, our universe is just a small part of a much grander tapestry. But here's the philosophical question. If parallel worlds exist, what does that imply about our place in the cosmos? Is our universe merely a random occurrence among an infinite variety of others? Does that make it less special, or does the very idea that such diversity exists make it even more wondrous? And most importantly, what is our relationship to these other worlds? Are we forever disconnected from them, or could there be some hidden bridge between these realities? Quantum physics in many worlds interpretation. Beyond the realm of cosmology, quantum physics offers another pathway to the idea of parallel worlds. At the microscopic level, particles like electrons and photons don't behave in the deterministic way we might expect. Instead, they exist in multiple states simultaneously, a phenomenon known as superposition. It is only when we observe or measure these particles that they collapse into a single state. But what if, rather than collapsing into one reality, all possible outcomes actually occur each in its own separate world? This is the essence of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, which suggests that every possible quantum event creates a new branch of the universe. For example, in a world where Schrödinger's cat can be both alive and dead, each possibility spawns its own universe. In one, the cat survives. In another, it perishes. The implication of this theory is staggering. Every decision, every moment, creates a branching web of parallel universes, each as real as the one we experience. But how does this impact our understanding of reality? If every possible outcome plays out in some parallel world, then what does that say about free will? Are we truly making choices, or are we simply following one of many predetermined paths? The many worlds interpretation invites us to consider the possibility that every decision we make splits reality into multiple timelines. Somewhere, there is another version of you living a completely different life based on a single choice you didn't make. Philosophy of reality. Is anything real? The existence of parallel worlds also raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of reality itself. What does it mean for something to be real? If there are countless universes, all equally valid and real, how do we know that this one, our experience right now, is the true reality? What if our world is just one branch among many, and there are versions of us living out alternate fates beyond our perception? In ancient philosophy, Thinkers like Plato pondered the distinction between the world of appearances and the world of true forms, an invisible perfect realm beyond our physical experience. The concept of parallel worlds echoes this ancient idea, but with a modern twist. Are the other universes less real simply because we cannot observe them, or are they just as valid as the reality we experience? And if our reality is just one of many, can we ever truly understand the full scope of existence? The question of parallel worlds also challenges our understanding of self-identity. If there are infinite versions of you scattered across different realities, what makes you, you? Are you merely a collection of choices and experiences in one particular universe, or do all of your alternate selves together form some kind of overarching identity? This invites a profound reconsideration of what it means to be an individual in a multiverse of endless possibilities. The psychological dimension, parallel worlds in the mind. Even if parallel worlds do not exist physically, the concept lives powerfully within our minds. Every day, we engage in counterfactual thinking, imagining how things might have been different if we had made other choices. What if we had taken that job? What if we had moved to that city? In a sense, these imagined lives are like mental parallel worlds, alternate versions of ourselves that exist in the realm of thought. Psychologically, these mental parallel worlds can have both positive and negative effects. On one hand, they allow us to dream and envision new possibilities. We can imagine different outcomes and explore new pathways in life, even if only in our minds. On the other hand, the endless contemplation of what could have been can lead to regret and dissatisfaction. If we dwell too much on lives we didn't lead, we may lose appreciation for the one we are living. Philosophically, this psychological dimension reflects the existential struggle with choice, regret, and possibility. Are the parallel worlds we imagine merely a reflection of our deepest desires and fears? Or are they a glimpse into a greater reality, where the lives we dream of are actually being lived somewhere else? This tension between imagination and reality invites us to think deeply about the choices we make and the lives we lead. The ultimate mystery. Can we ever know? At the heart of the question of parallel worlds lies an ultimate mystery. Can we ever truly know if they exist? Science can hypothesize, and philosophy can speculate, but without direct evidence, parallel worlds remain a tantalizing enigma. And yet, this very uncertainty is what makes the idea so compelling. It forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge and the vastness of what might be possible. If parallel worlds do exist, they may be forever beyond our reach. Or perhaps there is some hidden connection, a way for universes to intersect or overlap in ways we cannot yet perceive. Some theorists suggest that black holes or quantum entanglement might offer glimpses into alternate realities. Others believe that the key lies in consciousness itself, that our minds might have the ability to tap into these parallel worlds through dreams, intuition, or altered states of awareness. But whether or not we ever discover the truth, the question of parallel worlds invites us to think deeply about the nature of existence. It challenges us to imagine a reality far grander and more complex than we can comprehend. And in doing so, it reminds us that the universe or multiverse is full of mysteries waiting to be explored. The intrigue of the unknown. In the end, the question of whether parallel worlds exist is not just a scientific or philosophical puzzle. It is a reflection of our deepest curiosity about the cosmos and our place within it. The idea that we might not be alone, that there could be infinite versions of ourselves living out different lives, sparks the imagination and touches something primal within us. It reminds us that the universe is vast, mysterious, and full of possibilities that extend far beyond the limits of our perception. Whether parallel worlds exist or not, the very act of contemplating them invites us to expand our thinking and to embrace the unknown. It reminds us that reality is not always as simple as it seems, and that the true nature of existence may be far stranger and more wondrous than we could ever imagine. And in the end, perhaps it is not the answer to the question that matters, but the journey of exploration and discovery that it inspires.